Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sharon. If you're not a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch today's video. As you can tell by the title of the video, we haven't done a Q&A in a very long time, and I thought let's do a Q&A before we get to vlogging. So if this is something that you might be interested in, please continue watching and let's just get right into it. Before we get into the video, I'm sure you can tell by my voice that I have a really fluey voice. It's because this past week I've been really sick. I haven't been able to vlog. First they said that I have tonsils, but then I think they didn't give me enough medication at the clinic that I went to. So yesterday I ended up being really sick. We had to rush to like a 24-hour emergency clinic, and then I got some help. So today I'm a bit better, but the flu is still there. However, because we've been consistent with our videos, I thought let me just put something out today. So this video is going to be quick and I don't want to edit too much. So yeah, let's just get into the Q&A. So what I did with this Q&A, I went on Instagram and I asked you guys to send in your questions, as well as on my community tab on YouTube. You guys sent a couple of questions which I'm going to respond to right now. Guys, I couldn't even put makeup. I couldn't do anything that's meaningful because I'm sick, but I also want a video to go out today. So I hope you guys can understand, so that we can also just try to maintain the consistency. So like I was saying, I'm just looking on my phone. Also, I'm at my sister's house because I needed 2 phones to film this. I came here with my mom. I'll probably be going back manje because I need to rest. I'm just looking at the questions. We will start with Instagram. I'm not going to mention names. Or should I? Because every Q&A that I do, I never mention names. I think today let's do names so that we can get interactive with the people that sent in their questions. So the first question is from Claire. Claire is an OG subscriber. Claire is always in the comments, and she sent in a question on Instagram. She said, advice to anyone who wants to get married soon. What I would say is that marriages are different, guys. It's like relationships. Young relationship, for instance, when it comes to our marriages, are different. There's not one single uniform thing that applies to all marriages. But what I can tell you is that it's important also to maintain a level of independence as a person who is married. In as much as we are told your husband is your best friend, your husband is your everything, I think it's important also to have a life outside of your marriage. Not life, chisa, you may out of this world, but have friends, go out with your friends and get some air. Because sometimes spending too much time with one person, sometimes no person will bore, if I'm being honest. But not that you don't love each other, not that you irritate each other, but you'll find that you also miss each other. And when you get back together, or when you get back to where you've been, and when you're back home, you realize that, oh, now I actually feel refreshed. And so I would say, I think independence is the most important thing in marriages. That's what I could think of right now, because I'm trying also to be quick with this. And then we go to Coffee Queen. This is Alex. How do you juggle being a wife to your partner and a mom to your kids? That's a good question. So I am very conscious of that. My husband is not. He tries to involve the kids in everything, and so sometimes I'll be that voice. Let's leave the kids today, let's just go us. So what I do is, normally our weekdays are really busy, and our weekends sometimes also can be hectic. So we try to make sure that Saturdays we do something with the kids, and Sundays I'm mostly with Max. So that's why we realize that on Saturdays I'm with my friends or with the kids, and then Sundays usually that's when we chill. We go to Braai, we go and do something. That's how we spend time. And also I think our time mainly is when I put the kids to sleep, and then we can just hang out. So I try to separate to make sure that, oh, this is the kids, we're playing with the kids, and then let's put the kids to sleep so that we can also just hang out. So I think that's how I juggle it. It's the best I can do for now. And then on to the next question. It's from Candice Chimombe. Hansi, how to start a YouTube channel and to edit videos. How to start a YouTube channel, guys? I'll just say just start. Just click that record button and don't get into your head. I was laughing with this friend of mine. She's an Instagram friend of mine, Alon's dad, and we were talking about she has so many vlogs that she has recorded. Diana, I'm putting you on blast if you're watching this. So she has so many videos that she has recorded. She has the equipment, she has everything that she needs, but she's just saying she's not yet ready, because sometimes we get into our head and you start doubting. You know, as creatives, it happens, because you're saying you will see things from a negative perspective, but actually people will just see you as someone who's just trying to share a part of their lives with the world. So what I would say is just click that record button and just upload. Guys, the first videos that I posted, I'm not nowhere near the numbers that I want to be, and I'm not saying this as a pride YouTuber, because I'm a very small YouTuber, but I've been doing this for long enough. So the videos that I created back in maybe, I don't know, 3-4 years back, I've put on private, because I'm embarrassed by those videos, but at the time I put them out. And I think the more you come on camera, the more confident you become. So I'd say if you want to start a YouTube channel, just click that record button, find an editing app that you find it easy. Right now I think CapCut is easy. There's an app that my sister uses, I think it's Filmora, but you have to pay a few dollars monthly for it to work. I use iMovie because it's an app that I've just been using for the longest time, and I know my way around it, and I think I'm very quick when I'm using it. I can't even use iMovie on a computer. I need it on my phone. So the vlogs that I film, I film it on my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and then I edit it in my iPhone, and then I save them in my iPhone, and then I upload them straight to YouTube. It's quite a lot of work, but for me it doesn't really take me that much time, because I'm quite used to it. So yeah, to edit videos, like I've just said, you just need those apps basically. And if you can buy a mic, that would be great. Lighting, just make sure that around the house you find corners that have good lighting. Otherwise you don't really need to buy lights until maybe later on in your YouTube career. And then we go to Christy V. I remember you mentioning wanting to go to corporate. How has the market been for you? Guys, I think when I did this video, I remember I sat down and I did another Q&A. I said I was tired of, you know, entrepreneurship and just working, and, you know, things are not working out. But the thing is, I did try to look for a job, I think for about 2-3 weeks, for not that long, and I was just like, there are no responses, this is not for me. And I felt like that time I was going through something, and I needed to deal with that thing. But I think for me right now, I feel like if I had to go back into corporate, it would have to be a job that I work from home, and I can still be able to do my thrift business on the side. So yeah. And then Elizabeth Taffy, Hansi, do you see yourself living in Zimbabwe forever? Actually, no. I used to be a die-hard Zimbabwean. I used to say I'm never leaving, but with the way things are, I've started considering leaving the country. And then we go on to the Empress Muji. That's a nice name, it's a funny name. Anzi, what motivated you to start YouTube? I would like to start, but zero confidence. So like I said, just start. I started as a fashion blogger, and then I realized that blogging, nobody really liked to read anymore. Nobody has time to read long paragraphs about you talking about trends and your personal things. People just want video content. That's why you see how TikTok has grown so big, or Reels have grown so big. It's because people have 30 seconds maximum time to pay attention to whatever you're saying. So that's why I just migrated to YouTube, because also I think I started media, and I have a passion for things that are any media related. So it was easier for me to just migrate to YouTube and create long format videos. So we move on to Solar Express at ZW. Hi, my Riley. If you were not doing YouTube and your thrifting business, what would you be doing? I will probably be working in media somehow. I don't know, maybe advertising, because I did work in like the newspaper industry. I was a graphic designer at the time, so I don't know how I would navigate my way back into that, but I think advertising is more fun, it's more challenging, and it's something that I'm open to. So yeah, moving on to the next question. It's Rachel. Why do you only do vlogs? Why not do episodes of Get to Know Me, Married Life, Growing Up, etc? Okay, to to answer the first question, why do you do only vlogs? Because vlogs, to be honest, people engage more with vlogs. I want you to watch the views on this video and scroll down and compare with vlogs. This is a sit down video, a Q&A. We're talking, we're discussing, it's nice, but people don't really engage with sit down videos. People want to get to see what you're doing on a daily basis, on a personal level. So I think that's why vlogs tend to do well. So I've just, you know, sticked to vlogging because my life is busy anyway. It's easier for me to vlog and just show you my way around Harare, my way around motherhood, my way around my business, which that you would want me to do. I'm open to it. You can just let me know in the comments below. And then, Hans, why don't you do my get to know me, married life? Married life, I can never do that. My husband, in as much as you see him, a bit of him in my videos, he's not that type of person who's comfortable on camera and coming into him. I don't know. I don't think he would ever do that. But I'll try to incorporate more sit-down videos because I think this is a really good idea. Then at home with Prissy. Hans, I'm coming to Zimbabwe this weekend. Can we briefly meet? I've already spoken to her. We are meeting next week. On to the next question. From Carol Kudzai. We never see you driving. Why is that? I'm afraid to drive in Zimbabwe, but had to ask. If you were to ask me, I'm a very confident driver. I like to drive. It's unfortunate that at the moment I do not have a car. So you'll see my husband driving me, you'll see me in a taxi, you'll see my sister driving me, you'll see me in a combi because I don't have a car yet. And then we go on to the YouTube questions. They are loading just now. Let's see. Okay, hi Sharon. This is from More Blessing Chiguida. How did you manage to shade off the baby weight? For the first 3 months, I did nothing about my weight, to be honest, because one thing I told myself is you never want to pressure yourself. That only can happen in a natural way. You know, carrying a human being for 9 months is not an easy job, and you need to embrace that stage to understand guys. I always tell you this, don't must me back YouTube muna 2 months achinopinda kunoitwa BBL the 3rd month and munodzoka chikudzoti endaita snap back. Some people get surgeries and it's unnecessary pressure. So what I did is the first 3 months I was not doing anything, and then the 4th month I started running. I started intermittent fasting, and I was just watching what I would eat most of the time. I wasn't really strict with my diet, but the walking and running, I tried to be serious about it. These days I'm not even serious anymore. I think that's what helped. And then we go on to the next question, which is from Molly. Hi Molly. Hi there. Have you bought land or building a house? If yes, how's the process and the cost? If no, would you consider buying a house or building from scratch? Whew, some of those questions, they get really personal, hey. Okay, but I'll answer it as reasonably as I can. Piece of land, yes. Building a house, no. Because how do I put this? Okay, let me end there. Okay, I think pieces of land, yes, we do have. I don't want to get too much into my business, guys, but let me say bought land, pieces of land, yes, building not yet. I see myself buying a house, not building from scratch. Yeah, I know I'm rambling because I'm trying not to be too personal, but anyway, I hope I responded to that question. It will make sense. Anyway, let's move on. From Lovely. Hi Mereki. If you were not running your business or YouTube, what would you be doing? I've answered that already. And have you ever considered leaving the country with your family? I've said yes. Lastly, what is your favorite food? Guys, I love rice and chicken. Give me rice and chicken, sugar beans and coleslaw. I'm done. That's what I love to eat. And then from Nyaradzo, I call her Nyari, Nyaradzo Msango. Hans, my question is, how's your relationship with your sister Wendy? And does your mom treat you the same? My mom treats us the same. I don't even feel like there is a difference between how she treats my sister or how she I don't know if she feels the same, but I'm pretty sure she also feels the same. She treats us the same. Also, by the way, there's a an older brother between the two of us, but he's out of the country. That's why you guys never see him. And in terms of our relationship, it's good. I like where we are. There's also a podcast that we did. I'm hoping it's going to come out soon. If that podcast come out anytime soon, I'm going to leave the link somewhere. And then from Tafas Mataruka, how do you remain so humble and collected in a world where there's so much pressure from social media to go out, to go on holidays, to expensive places, be it that rich mom, rich aunt, generally financial pressure from every... Guys, that pressure can never get to me, because do I have the money to go on holiday? No. So pressure no, pressure I cannot pressure myself. That's not going to happen. I'm just joking. Please don't take me seriously. I think that you have to, separate the two. Media is a very different world. Social media is a very different world. And then there's a reality. So I understand that my reality, and I always say that. And now comes to take a Louis V, so you're never going to see me carry a Louis Vuitton bag anytime soon. But when the time is right, we will go there. We will go on holidays. We will give that rich auntie aesthetic. But right now, not yet. And then from Taylor T, do you see yourself living in Zimbabwe only? I've answered that. What's one thing you're not going to do to your kids that your parents did to you? What's one positive thing you're willing to share about your marriage? We are living in a world where bad things about marriage are posted more on social media because bad news travels faster and gets more attention. So the first few questions I have already answered, the questions about living in Zimbabwe. And then the question that I'm going to tackle is, what's one thing you're not going to do to your kids that your parents did to you? I grew up with a very good childhood, I would like to consider. And I think my parents at the time were doing the best that they thought was the best for them. So we would forego a lot of things as long as we had the basic things. So for instance, going on holiday was a myth. Holiday or going kwa auntie kunotoni, or going kunona tete sekuru somewhere. It was never, let's pick our bags, let's go to South Africa. We did those trips here and there, but it was never like a holiday. They would be going there to show up and then you have a passport, let's go. So I think with my kids, I'm being more intentional about doing fun things with them, so that they also we create those memories. So when I'm playing with my kids, I try to calm down to a 6-year-old way of thinking, and we play, we build blogs, and like I'm not really getting bored. That's why you see us all the time where it's St. Thomas. I'm very conscious about creating a very good childhood memories for my child. If I had the money, even traveling, we would be traveling a lot. So that's one thing I think I would do differently with my kids. What's one positive thing you're willing to share about your marriage? One positive, guys, marriage is nice. Take my word for it. I think that, like you have said here, Taylor, people try to portray marriage in a very weird way, but marriage for me is like having a friend that you do things with every day. You get to laugh with every day. You get to talk about your problems with every day. You get to plan your lives together every day. Even when you're angry with each other, we have learned also to say, this is how Max likes to do with things, and this is how I like to do with things, and then we've sort of come together in that sense. Let's go on to the next question. Do we still have more questions? Yes, from Itai Medrin. Please include 5 favorite Zim YouTubers, and of course please talk about life after my P, because she was really part of your life. Now you have a new person altogether. Life after my P is good. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I said I never want to discuss that topic again. And then please include 5 your favorite Zim YouTubers. Okay, so I love Becoming Lorraine. Guys, I love that girl's vlogs. I feel like they're so authentic. She's based in Chinoi. She's a mom. She shows us around Chinoi, how your day-to-day lives, your chickens, and I love how authentic she is. So Lorraine is definitely number 1. And then I love Kumbi. Kumbi is now based in the UK. I love just seeing how her life has changed from being in SA, coming back to Zimbabwe, going to the UK. So I appreciate your content. Also the effort that she puts with like her editing, camera work. I just love Kumbi. And then who else? I love Dr. Za. I also did a podcast with recently. The podcast that I was talking about, that podcast is also going to come later. I'll try to also put their links in the description box below. I recently also discovered Kim and Tanaka. They're based in Cape Town. Guys, I was binging their videos this past weekend. They're a young couple. They have a cute little baby, and they just show us way around Cape Town, and also they do like pranks on each other. They do funny videos. I love them. I think that it's different from the content that I'm used to watching, but I think that it's also refreshing to watch young people in relationships, you know, being in love like that. And then who else? Forever Mrs. M. I love Forever Mrs. M because she's a fashion girl. I enjoy. Someone is calling me. Anyway, I was saying I like Forever Mrs. M because she's based in, I want to say Shishalani, but she comes to Harare regularly from what I can tell from her vlogs. So I like that she shows us also a family life, being a wife, being a businesswoman, and I enjoy watching that. I think, who else did I not mention? There are a lot. I love Tinotinda Gwande. I love Chantel Gerardi. Laura Tapio, I've been missing her. Laura, if you're watching this, please come back on YouTube. I enjoyed watching her videos. She's based in SA, and I just enjoyed watching her videos. But I think she took a bit of a hiatus, and hopefully she'll be back soon. And then from Worldwide Tyler X, hi, I would like to ask, what word of advice do you have for fellow Zim YouTubers like myself willing to grow a YouTube channel? Hey, I hope I didn't butcher your name, but anyway, I'm still a small YouTuber, guys. If you see my numbers, I don't know if I'm in a position to be giving advice, but what can I say? I just think that this YouTube thing, guys, you just need to be authentic and consistent. Those are just my two main things. Just be authentic and just be consistent. I think at some point it's going to pay off, because that's what also I've been trying to apply on my channel. And then from Tinevi Mbor, Anze, how do you manage your business, and do you see yourself expanding in the business you do? I manage my business. I try to, day to day, I have a plan that I'm supposed to follow, be it with social media, finances, banking. Those are day-to-day things that I do. And then, do you see yourself expanding in the business you do? I definitely do. I don't know how I want to do it, because I used to think having a physical shop is the thing that I want. I want to grow more online. I think when I grow more online, it's going to make a very big difference. So yeah, I do see myself growing my business, but I'm just not sure how I'm going to do it. And then from Angelina Tajichka, hi girl, my questions are: how do you manage your finances as a young couple? How do you manage girl time with your friends without interrupting your marriage? How do you discipline your child in a godly manner? How do you balance the visiting hours or time between your parents and hubby's parents? As mothers, how do we get over mommy guilt? Girl, I can't even buy myself a slab of chocolate without feeling guilty. Okay, that's a packed comment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go question by question. How do you manage your finances as a young couple? We put our finances together and then we plan. That's how we manage our finances. How do you manage girl time with your friends without interrupting your marriage? Right. My husband works on Mondays to Saturdays. So Saturdays, Ioyo is half day and he likes to play social football. So I've understood that he has this passion for social football. So he will go and play football from about 1 to 4, and then we meet up at 4. But I'm not so not on a gym tree, talk to say, or hanging out at home, or I think I took be kubora. So that gap is when I also plan to do things with my friends, and it's something that you also understand. So because I name my friends, I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm getting some A. So that's how I manage. I hope I've answered that question correctly. How do you discipline your child in a godly manner? In anyone wrong to not to sham. I'm saying Manongo because Israel is still younger, but Riley is 5. And Riley knows they got into a band. He knows that I'm not playing. I don't do it more. I don't do as often as I used to, because I realized that also there was an element of fear that was coming up. So because he's still young, so I only, take sham and it was on the band, or I've done something really wrong. And sometimes you'll cry and say sorry before I even do anything, and you realize that and I think the Bible says spare the road, something about sparing the road, spare the child. I mean, whatever, I don't know, guys, but I think this is a godly way of disciplining my child. How do you balance the visiting hours or time between your parents and hubby's parents? Okay, so between both our families, I think we've managed to integrate the two, so it doesn't feel like hama yemuru make or not hama, because people are welcome to come to our house anytime. They're welcome to come to our house and live anytime, be it it's friends, it's relatives, they can just pop up. I don't mind. I know that people will say call me before you come. I don't mind unless I have to leave where I have things to do. So it has never been about managing parents and relatives. Anyone can come at any time, and it doesn't feel like Baba Ningibawe or Maiva Ningibawe. It's just, it's seamless. That's what I can say. And as a mother, how do we get over mommy guilt? This is a real good question, because guys, you know what? You want to do everything for your child, but I've realized that kids also, they will take and take and take and take. You can say, I want to take a nap, for instance. You're tired, you've been doing everything for them all morning, but they will still follow you to your bedroom because they are just kids. So I think it's important for you as a mom now to draw boundaries, to say, I've been with you this morning, I've spent time, some time to play with these kids in the morning. Now it's the afternoon, I'm out. Go get some air. And you realize that when you come back, you're refreshed, you're happy to be with your kids. You've also, nurtured that part of your life that also just needs service, like, being a mother. So I hope I answered these questions correctly. And then the last question is, would you ever consider relocating to the UK? What's your opinion on those moving here through the Nest Aid scheme? I have nothing bad to say about it, because guys, people in Zimbabwe, people are struggling. I don't get them big. I enter into a foreign land, into the UK, going into a different environment, and you don't know what to expect. That takes guts, and I think it's something that we really don't discuss as people. It takes a lot of guts for anyone to make that decision, and I also respect that for the people who are there, it's not easy. From friends that have gone, they remember Tears. I had lunch with her a few weeks back. She was from the UK, not Kutaitanese ill, but we were just talking, and she was saying, you know what, UK is a working country. So people who are going there are going to actually work, and I think I respect that. It's better than staying in a country that's not going anywhere. And would I consider moving to UK? Yes, if the circumstances are right, I'll probably consider moving to the UK. So those are the questions that I got. I tried to answer them as quickly as I could. Thank you so much, guys, for sending in your questions. I really appreciated that. Please excuse this fluey voice. I didn't want us to skip a video today, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to also just continue this conversation in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.